primary. You got Fani Willis or Fani Willis and her tainted team. Many people are saying should be removed from the Trump case in Georgia. Supreme Court to release decisions tomorrow, or hopefully in just a few hours, regarding Trump's Colorado ballot ruling, and a very strong possibility here. Ex-Governor Paterson's backing New York City Mayor Eric Adams' bid to ease sanctuary rule for violent migrants. And unfortunately, our 2025 Social Security increase could be the lowest in years. Now, before I even begin to go into all these topics with you guys, all I ask is that you drop a quick like for the video. I totally appreciate the support. And I just want to thank you guys so much for sharing these videos. You guys are absolutely amazing. Really appreciate you guys. So basically, immigration has become the crisis that defines Biden's time in office. Well, that and inflation. But that's for another video. So according to the latest Gallup survey, immigration is the most important issue in the United States right now, with like 28% of Americans naming immigration as the top problem in our country. This is an 8-point jump from January, when immigration came in just behind, the 21% who said that the government was the next most important issue. Now, former President Donald Trump and President Biden, they were holding dueling visits in the state of Texas at the border just a few days ago. In his speech, Donald Trump blamed Biden's border invasion for an illegal migrant murdering in Georgia, the jogger by the name of Laken Riley. Very unfortunate incident, and just kind of vows Trump vowed the greatest deportation effort operation in history if he wins in 2024. Now, let me know if you guys stand by Donald Trump's border plan, or let me know if you stand by President Biden's border plan. Which one do you think would work out better for us after 2024? And so it looks like House Speaker Mike Johnson is fully behind Trump, as he's now standing behind he stands by his demand that foreign aid issues must be addressed only after actions taken here in the United States regarding our own border crisis. So in Mike Johnson's words, we must secure our borders and we must fund our government before securing another country's border, or even funding another country's priorities. Unfortunately, the jogger who was murdered, Laken Riley, she was a nursing student in Georgia. And Representative Barry Loudermilk, he led the Georgia Republican congressional delegation in writing a letter to President Joe Biden. The Georgia Republicans just basically blasted the president for his border policies and for his reversal of those that were put in place by the Trump administration, essentially saying that his actions, President Biden's actions, have directly led to what we're dealing with. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. He said that President Biden's actions have directly led to the consequences that we're dealing with right now, and it demands immediate action. So another poll shows Biden's numbers collapse and says that 8 in 10 swing states voters are thinking that Biden at age 81 years old is just way too old to run again. 62% of voters are blaming Biden for the border crisis. Now, I just want to ask you guys, is Biden too old, or does he have another 4 years in him? Let me know what you guys think on that one. So yeah, it's about time that we investigate what's really happening at the border. And, so basically, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I've told you guys a lot of stories about my uncle, right? Well, anyway, my uncle said that he's totally sick of America. He's totally sick of America last lawmakers, period. And honestly, I kind of think I know what he means here, especially when you look at the Senate package passing $95 billion worth of foreign aid to the Ukraine. And then you got other, and not to mention other countries. Meanwhile, you're doing nothing for the border here. I mean, you know what I mean, right, guys? Anyway, some of our Social Security fam on YouTube, they're telling me how, they're 70 plus years old. They worked a good 50 plus years. And they don't even get a full $2,200 per month for Social Security. I mean, can you imagine? Can you believe that? Now, for them, this is the most pathetic insult to Americans. So the majority of Americans are catching on. This latest Gallup poll, this latest Gallup survey found that 28% of Americans named immigration as the top number one problem. And again, this is an 8-point jump from January when they were saying that immigration came in just behind, the government being the issue. The economy in general and inflation followed closely behind with 12 and 11% respectively. Now, topics that fell into the single digits included poverty, hunger, homelessness, ultimately unifying the country, and race relations as well as racism were on the list as well in terms of things that needed to be addressed. But this also tops the record from July 2019 when 27% ranked it as the number one issue. So get this, guys. So the border crisis has reached the point where former President Donald Trump calls it President Biden's border invasion, especially with the recent news of, the unfortunate jogger incident that I shared with you guys. Now, according to Trump on his Truth Social post, crooked Joe Biden's border invasion is destroying our country and it's killing our citizens. Essentially, he pinned the whole situation regarding Lincoln Riley at the University of Georgia. He says that it would never have happened if President Biden's policies were not in place. This monster took her life, illegally entered our country in 2022, and then was released again by radical Democrats in New York after injuring a child, according to Trump's post. So this news just kind of adds to what Trump and Republicans are saying, that with such a large following of migration over the border, it's almost impossible to know for sure who they're letting into the country for months and for years on end while they wait asylum proceedings. And in response to Biden, or I should say in response, Trump promised the largest deportation effort in U.S. history of illegal migrants if he becomes president again in 2024. He said that if he is our president, he will immediately seal the border, stop the invasion, and on day one, they will begin the largest deportation operation of illegal criminals in American history. He ended the post saying, may God bless Laken Riley and her family. Our prayers are with you. Meanwhile, Biden is scrambling to address the issue before November. All of a sudden, it's a priority for the Biden camp. Reports emerge that Biden is considering taking executive actions at the border that could create more strict standards for claiming asylum and allow for an expedited deportation process of illegal crossers. Democrats are actually saying that this is pretty much what Trump was doing, but then Biden came into office and reversed it as soon as he got here. So what was the whole point behind that? Nevertheless, under Biden, record numbers of migrants have crossed over the southern border. There was a record number of migrants entering in December when Customs and Border Protection reported a new high of 301,000 crossings in a single month. And this number doesn't even include the gotaways or those who evaded detection by, border authorities. Now, to be honest with you guys, things have gotten so out of hand. I've heard some people say that all Americans should just go ahead and stop paying taxes. Now, what do you guys think about that? Over in Congress, we have House Speaker Mike Johnson, who's holding firm to his demand that foreign aid issues need to be addressed only after action is taken on the U.S. Border crisis. And this is after the so-called intense meeting at the White House. Now, I see you guys' comments. You guys are lighting me up in the comments. I cannot wait to go through those toward the end of the video. But this is crazy, isn't it? So anyway, this so-called intense meeting at the White House where Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he said Mike Johnson was pressured by others in the room, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, to allow an immediate House vote on aid for Ukraine. But still, Mike Johnson's spokesperson confirmed that the speaker's message for the White House and fellow congressional leaders was straightforward and it remains unchanged. And the message is that we must secure our border and we must fund our government before securing another country's borders or funding another country's priorities. I see you guys in the comments. I see Catherine Segrin. I see Sherry Miller, Valorica, Belinda Miller, Ina Scott. Marlon Helfrich. I see Barb 0915, Keith Santos. I see Piggy's Picks. Paulette BRRW. What is going on, everyone? Robert Parker, what's going on? So according to Trump, 3 years ago, we had the most secure border in history, and now Biden. This is a Trump actually called it a Biden invasion over the past 3 years. Trump calls it. Trump calls him Crooked Joe because he's crooked. You know, he's a terrible president. He's the worst president our country has ever had, according to Trump. And he also praised Texas Governor Greg Abbott and how he's done an amazing job in a very short amount of time with securing the border in the past few years, or excuse me, in the past few months in Eagle Pass, deploying razor wire, National Guardsmen, and buoys into the river. The governor said that the number of illegal migrants in Eagle Pass has gone down to 6, maybe 7 daily compared to the thousands that were streaming in before. Abbott also commended Trump and said that Biden is visiting what he called a sanitized version of the border in Brownsville, Texas, in an extraordinary contrast to Trump's visit, which was in Eagle Pass. Now, a little bit of context here. President Biden summoned the top 4 congressional leaders. He had Mike Johnson, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries of New York for a meeting to discuss government funding and his request for a supplemental aid package for Ukraine, for Israel, for Taiwan, and humanitarian aid for Gaza. Schumer told reporters that the meeting on Ukraine was one of the most intense that he had ever encountered in his many meetings in the Oval Office. At the same time, Mike Johnson repeatedly called on Biden to take executive action to go ahead and close the border amid a record flow of migrants into the United States and Congress. A $118 billion package that included $60 billion for the Ukraine and a basically, host of border security measures was rejected by congressional Republicans earlier this year, many of whom actually said that it did not go far enough in addressing the crisis. Mike Johnson himself said it would be dead on arrival. And even if it got to the House, it would be dead on arrival. So this was hours before it didn't even get through the Senate. Only about 4 Republicans only about 4 Republicans supported it. So it didn't even make it out the Senate. Couldn't even make it to the House of Representatives for review. So he called it. And this is what we're seeing, guys. This is what we're seeing. Now, your 2024 Social Security increase, it could be the lowest we've seen in years. I know a lot of people who are either about to collect Social Security, they're approaching retirement. They've been saving over the years, investing wisely, and they're hearing this news about a lower Social Security increase for 2025, and they're not exactly happy about it. And I don't blame you. I mean, we paid into the system, right? And they want to cheat us. They want to send our money over to the Ukraine. They want to send our American taxpayer money overseas and not take care of the American people. I mean, we're still nearly 7 months away from finding out exactly how big this raise for Social Security beneficiaries is going to be for next year. But still, the Senior Citizens League, a nonprofit organization that focuses on issues affecting seniors, they're already keeping an eye on what the next Social Security cost of living might be. Now, according to what the Senior Citizens League said and what they're seeing, your 2025 Social Security increase could be the lowest we've seen in years. Every month, the Bureau of Labor Statistics provides the latest inflation numbers, and those numbers include the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, the CPIW, which this is what the Social Security Administration, the SSA, is using in its annual COLA calculation. So anyway, every single month, the Senior Citizens League, they review the latest CPIW data in order to update its forecast for the next Social Security increase. Anyway, the organization is now predicting that the COLA would be 1.75% in 2025. So anybody who receives Social Security benefits, SSI, SSDI for a while will immediately realize that this estimated increase is way lower than what we've received in previous years. Social Security COLA for 2024 was 3.2%, nearly double what the Senior Citizens League is projecting for 2025. And don't even get me started about last year's increase, which was a whopping 8.7%, almost 5 times greater than the current forecast. And then if you look at the 2022 COLA, which was 5.9%, it's well above the increase that the Senior Citizens League thinks that the Social Security beneficiaries will receive next year. So I sure hope that a lot of people who are getting ready for retirement have your 401k plans funded. You're, investing in your, if your company has a 401k plan, or maybe you have an IRA, individual retirement account, that you're getting ready for retirement, because it does look like Social Security is likely going to be dropping the ball. But you would have to go way back to like 2021 in order to find a Social Security increase that was lower than what's likely to be expected for 2025. In 2021, the SSA set the COLA at 1.3%. So the government has money for the Ukraine, but it doesn't seem like the government has money for the American people. What do y'all think about that? So I hope to hear from you guys in the comment section down below, because this is it just me, or is it just wild, right? So Barb G 0915 says absolutely no for the Ukraine. Lisa Schultz says, I just filed my taxes and found out they raised full retirement to 73 retroactive as of last year. I'm 73 years old as of last month, and I got screwed big time. Lisa, this is the first that I'm hearing of this. Thank you for sharing this information with me, and that is horrible news for you. Oh, man, I can only imagine what you're dealing with right now. August Dan says, Ukraine is nothing but a laundromat. Oh my God. Lori June Stratton, I really like the podcast. Hey, Lori, I appreciate you tuning in, and thank you so much for enjoying the podcast with us. Hey, I try to do like I try to make it funny, talking about the Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, Georgia trial against former President Donald Trump. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check that one out. I thought it was funny. I got a lot of positive feedback from you guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drop a link to that video, because for whatever reason, it didn't get a lot of views, but the comments that I got from people who did watch it, you guys apparently really liked it. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a link for you guys. Let me see if I can do this real quick while I have you. I'm gonna drop a link for you in the, how do I do this? I'm gonna drop a link for you guys in the comments, so you can check that video out. I thought it was kind of funny, but based on a lot of your comments, you guys said you want more of it. So just take a look at the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I should do more of these. So I just pasted the link to it in the chat. So let me know if you guys can see that link in the chat. And after you watch that video, just comment, like, just say something. Let me know if I should do more videos like that, where it's kind of like comedic. Like, it wasn't like, what was it? Oh Jesus, what is it? The short guy, Kevin. It's not like it was like Kevin. Jesus, what is Kevin's last name? I'm drawing a blank right now. Oh my God. Comedian Kevin. I literally have to Google this. I don't know how I drew a blank. Kevin Hart. Thank you. So it's not like it's Kevin Hart funny, but we're talking about the whole Fani Willis trial going on in Georgia right now. DA Fani Willis. It looks like she may get completely removed altogether. May be facing some perjury charges based on their testimony. So that's looking wild. But anyway, I left a link for you guys in case you guys want to check that out. A lot of people said it was funny, so let me know. Let me see what else you guys are saying. Yes, it is called a brain fart. Thank you, Paulette. Yeah, I'm like, hold on. I literally just watched this movie. What was it? It was actually filmed in Georgia. It was called Ride Along. You had what's the other guy's name? Ice Cube in it, and we were literally watching it like 3 hours ago. I literally could not remember Kevin Hart's name. Anyway, so Catalia, what is going on? Catalia came through with in the clutch, dropping that name in there. We got Eric Rush, Joe Biden, inflation 9.1%. Joe Biden gas $7.34. Trump gas $1.34. Biden oil $167.89. President Trump oil $33.25. Those are some interesting statistics, and I didn't validate those statistics, but they do sound like they're probably spot on. If you look at the historical price points of, inflation, gas, oil prices during the Trump administration 4 years and during the Biden administration 4 years, I would not be surprised to see that those numbers are probably accurate. What's going on, Mountain Goddess? Paulette, BRRW. Yes, you did spell fart wrong, but that's okay. I still love you. All good. Robert Graham, you do a great job with your show. You bring a lot to the table. You have it well researched. You articulate well, and you have the right amount of spice, humor, and seriousness, and the inquisitive ambiance. Robert Graham, appreciate you, brother. You are amazing. Appreciate you guys. By the way, if you guys haven't already dropped a like for the video, please go ahead and do so. I totally appreciate you guys sharing these videos. You guys have no idea how much it does help out the channel. We couldn't have hit 500,000 subscribers without you guys. So I just want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, riding with me over the years. Yeah. So anyway, check out that video. I left a link for you guys in the description of this video. You can check out that video, the previous video where I was talking about, the whole Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, Donald Trump, Georgia trial. Let me know if you guys think it's funny. And more importantly, let me know if you think I should do more videos like that one. I hope you guys have a great night. I know tomorrow's Monday. We got to go back to work. I hope you guys have a great work week. If you're looking for a job, good luck in your search. If you already have a job, you are blessed. A lot of people are looking for work. A lot of people are forced to work more than one job now in this economy with high inflation, yada, yada, yada. So anyway, I just wanted to say, appreciate hanging out with you guys as always, and I will see y'all tomorrow. All right. Bye.